mi o. Ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ ti Buhari yẹn o. Kásọ̀rọ̀ fún wa, bàbá bàbá nàbẹ̀ gbọ́. They promise heaven and earth. As if we see young world, 2020, now better from high.
Hello and welcome to Trending Issues on Vanguard Live. My name is Precious Chukudi and I'll be doing this with my guest in the studio. He's Ike Chuku Agada, a public affairs analyst. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
And you know, in the last 1 week or so, a lot of things has been happening. We wake up every morning to different stories, issues on insecurity, DSTV hike, fuel hike, electricity tariff hike. All these things has actually been happening, and Nigerians are wondering what exactly is going on. I mean, we're just coming out of a pandemic that is not yet over, and then we're experiencing all this increase. I mean, the government is supposed to be looking at us and thinking how can we make life easy for the people rather than making life quite harder for us. And in the last few hours, we've been seeing the trends on Twitter. Presidency has failed and all those things. So I would like to ask you, what's your take with all the situations happening across the globe?
Honestly speaking, without being biased, I think Mr. President has not lived up to the expectations in terms of the general rating, in terms of insecurity, in terms of economy, in terms of the welfare of Nigerians. Okay, recently, yesterday, they just upped the pump price. In this kind of pandemic, when Nigerians are suffering, many people cannot even live up to $1 in a day. Many families are very, very poor, they cannot feed. Many people are suffering from health issues and so many things. I think normally in developed economies in the Western world, the normal thing is for government to ease the suffering of the people. But in our own climate, it seems the reverse is the case.
All right, let me take some few tweets of what some persons are saying, and this is from Obi of Onitsha. It says, living in Nigeria is one of the worst kind of stress, and anyone who survives this administration deserves a medal. And I mean, we've been in this administration for a long time now, and for someone to be saying that, it means that there's a lot, coming from inside. Do you agree what he's saying?
I totally agree with what he said. In fact, it's like Nigeria, being in Nigeria now is partially a cause. Being Nigeria now is a challenge that you have to strive to make it, to face challenge from one challenge to the other. Things like, in fact, you are sometimes you'll be fighting with your authority, you are fighting with economy, you are fighting with everything. As if we have offended God or something in Nigeria. I don't know. Because this leadership that came on board since 2015 has not been best of friends to the electorates that elected them. And some of their promises, some of them have not been fulfilled. So many people are disappointed in this leadership.
All right, let's talk about these issues, one after the other. Let's talk about insecurity. And insecurity has really been very huge on us as a people. Even while we're, on lockdown, you read the papers and see that bandits are still attacking, which you'd feel like, okay, we're all going through this together, and situations like this should not be happening, like the level of insecurity increasing so much. But then that's not what we get. There've been a lot of back and forth of people saying, okay, we've had these service chiefs for 5 years now, they need to come down. we've had people who have said, okay, let them bring new people, to reject the system, the security system. A lot of informations, back and forth. Some people making statements as well that are sort of aggravated, Nigerians' anger that, okay, is this what's really happening? And all those kind of things. So what's your take on the insecurity situation in the country?
In terms of insecurity, I think government hasn't done what is expected of them, because there has been general clamor across the nation for the government to relieve of the duties of the service chiefs. So that is the first thing. Many influential Nigerians, elder statesmen have been clamoring for them to be relieved. But the president knows the reason why he's still keeping them. My take is, if government can track some of these terrorists like IPOB and all those things and deal with them, why can't Boko Haram and some of these bandits be tracked? Every day we keep on hearing bandits destroy this village, bandits do this, bandits do is a slap on the face of the security architecture of the country. And in terms of security, I think the government has not lived up to expectations, and the service chiefs have not done their best in terms of security.
Let me take this tweet from Tina Obaji. She says, I wish this man lived longer than he did. Can you still remember when rice was 3,500 naira, petrol 65 naira, diesel 112 naira, cement 750 naira, fertilizer 2,500 naira, bags of sugar? She keeps listing, and the person she's talking of is, the late Yaradua. And then, Nigerians, especially at this stage of our lives, especially because you want something good to happen right now, you tend to start to compare your life before till now. There's this level of comparison that we've got into. Oh, things were not as hard as they used to be before. Why are they now hard now? And then it brings me to focusing more now on, the fuel hike and also electricity tariff. Now, we woke up to find out that petrol has increased. Now, electricity tariff too has also increased. Let's just paint a scenario of someone who already before the electricity tariff was increased was paying like 5,000 naira, like NEPA bill, and that's for someone who stays in maybe a face your house, and they have to even share the bill, and you're paying like 5,000 naira for one room. Now that it has been increased, you can imagine how much such persons will be paying and how much impact it would have on such persons' pockets. What do you think about this situation?
In my opinion, I think this price increase, electricity increase, all of them, the summary, they boil down to insecurity. Because when people cannot pay some of these things, some people that do not have patience, that does not believe in God, can go to crimes. So poverty is one of the major causes of crime. Many people, when they are poor, they cannot be able to fend for their family and all those things. I was reading yesterday in the papers, I saw two guys that said they went into burglary because of border closure and all those things. So you discover that the criminality, the rate of crime is on the increase because of the welfare of Nigerians are not properly being taken care of. Some of these bills are outrageous. Inflation, there is inflation in the society. The economy is down. Things are not working. Understand? So it's obviously that some of these things are some of the things that's causing insecurity in the country, and it has to be fixed. Economy has to be fixed. That is the first thing to do for people to be able to do the ease of doing business will be affordable, and people can live in a conducive environment, at least where there's power supply 24/7. We don't have it.
When you were talking about all these things being fixed, and I just saw a post or something of a man who somewhere in Ibadan actually took like a placard saying that he's tired of the incessant charges from that's from electricity bills, as well as the fact that petrol has also increased now, because we need to also break it down to the layman, that's the Nigerian that cannot literally afford these things. You're living at the detriment of a salary that has been reduced already, and then they expect you to pay more for things that should even come almost free for us. All of all these things happening by itself, how exactly are we as a people, going to move forward, especially because this is COVID times. We are not yet out of COVID. We are still finding our balance somehow. How exactly can we move as a people and say, okay, this is what's happening, then we just have to focus on, looking for that? Because I remember somewhere where I read where somebody says that before, having like one stream of income was luxury, but now it's like if you don't have more than one stream of income, you are just actually jeopardizing your life and all those kind of things. So how exactly can we like move on?
I think there is disconnect between the tiers of government in Nigeria, because I think in the recent past, the National Assembly moved a motion that the president should change the service chiefs, which the president did not lead to. Okay, recently now, presently the National Assembly, they are doing constitutional amendments to amend one or two things. In as much as I will not downplay what they are doing is their oversight functions, but the major problem now is insecurity. People are being mauled, people are being killed, people are being butchered, people are being raped on daily basis. Recently too, Ghana started being very, very hard on Nigerians. Which they send Bajabiamele, the speaker, to go and negotiate with. All these things is caused because of the border closure. They are being jealous that it's affecting them. They want to make it to affect Nigeria. So generally, Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians have been dealt with. Many countries now, they don't allow the flights from Nigeria to enter their country. Understand? So these things are multifaceted. The nation is not working. Understand? So the first thing is there should be synergy between the three tiers of government. The National Assembly should legislate laws that will help the welfare of Nigerians, that will make life better for the people, because the people are suffering, and these are the people that during the election they will go out and vote for them. After voting for them, you will just allow them suffer in penury.
All right, let's take this tweet from Alexander Hamilton. It says, increase DSTV fee, increase NEPA bill, increase fuel price, increase food stock price. And on that food stock price, when I saw it, I was like, when the president was saying that some middlemen are basically the reason why there's high increase in food prices. But then if you're saying that, how then would this not really affect the layman who you have also increased fuel for and also electricity tariff for? And also this one, Alexander keeps saying increase insecurity, increase the national debt, increase corruption, increase unemployment rate, increase debt rate. Who did we really offend in this country? So like you see what he has listed basically is what is always at the minds of every Nigerian. Every day we wake up to bills upon bills upon bills, and it's like the government is not basically trying to,
and salaries are not increasing.
Yes, salaries are decreasing,
and people also jobs are being downsized. People are being sacked from their jobs. People are not getting jobs. Most companies now are not even operating. They are not employing people. So how do you want people to survive this? Is it not indirectly pushing people to do the extreme, pushing people to the wall? And these are the people that will suffer to go under the sun, scorching sun, to vote for these leaders. When immediately they get to the position, they will just abandon them and face their family. And in fact, I've been advocating this. I say it again. Leadership in Nigeria should be made unattractive. That is the best way to get this. When they make it unattractive, let's know those people that are genuinely want to serve. Let them come forward and serve.
So
it's not because of
it's
not because of what you are going to benefit, because of the billions corruption. Let's make it unattractive so that the people that are willing to serve will go into the leadership position. That is the best way to get this thing done.
Let's take this one from Ashiru Lawal. Says a government that keeps making promises after 5 years of uninterrupted governance with no visible positive impact of the economy is a capital failure. Nigerians are really angry and they keep writing a lot of things. And this one is from this one is also saying during the president's administration, fuel price doubled, commodity price doubled, education stopped, human rights abuse, killings of innocent citizens doubled. And reminds me of when I saw like 2 days ago on papers when DMO boss was basically explaining why we'll continue to borrow money. Nigerians are always, whenever we hear this, we're borrowing money, they're like, why are they borrowing money? I mean, what happened to all the recovered loots and that were recovered from different operations and all of that? Why can't we use those money to fund some of the projects that we really need? What do you think about that?
In terms of borrowing, I think that one is going out of hand, because every day we keep on hearing Nigeria is borrowing. Our debt profile is highly increasing. Recently we saw Chinese about to borrow using a particular clause like this, that we mortgage the patrimony of Nigerians to China if we fail to actualize this. We can't keep on borrowing. Every day we are borrowing. What of the recovered loots? The billionaires and some of the Abacha loots, they are being recovered every day. Where are they putting it into? All these things are accountability. You have to give. Leadership is all about transparency, accountability, and honesty. And when one of them is missing, that means there is a missing link between this. So where is all this money going into? What are they using it to do? Every time we are borrowing, we can't keep on borrowing. This is a kind of mortgaging the future of the one generation coming. Even the present generation is not even enjoying it, let alone the future generation. So we can't keep on borrowing. Understand?
Okay, so we're speaking about make leadership position unattractive. I'm taking you back on what you said. I mean, the EDO election is coming close by, and everybody has been planning. Some people who are from that state are even thinking of how to go back so they can go vote now. And one of the burden like issues on every Edo state person is how are we going to come and vote and we will not experience level of violence, even up to the extent of where the IG has also asked that weapons and everything be retracted from people who are not security operatives. But then this is it. Can we really indeed have a free and fair election? Because it's just some few days to the elections, and we've been hearing a lot of people trying to attack people, and we've seen the stories online and also on the papers. How exactly do you think we can have a free, and can we really even have it?
I don't think there's anything or any word like free and fair election in Nigerian politics. For now, we have not got into that.
So you don't think those state election
can never be free and fair? If you have to be factual, if you have to be truthful to yourself, there's nothing like free and fair election, because that day before the 2 days or that day you discover that there will be so much vote buying, there will be so much compromise from the security agencies, all empire and all these things, and the other camps. Okay, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, the Oba of Benin mediated as a traditional ruler. That is a not normal thing. He has done it. Even the Absalami Peace Committee with Martin Kuka, they are still advancing to lead a delegation of this thing to do it, but we still not solve anything, because the problem is so many people are after the goalpost, and that is the interest, the money involved, what they are benefiting. Is most of them are not there to serve. That is I want you to serve me. Is it not supposed? If I don't want you to serve me, you should go willingly. Why are you being desperate to serve me? Are you not thinking what I'm thinking? That means you have ulterior motive or something you are benefiting. Service is supposed to be the people's choice, not forcing yourself on the people. So the Edo state election will still be the same thing as the other elections, not free and fair.
So if you had a chance to make the post very unattractive, what are the things you would suggest to be done?
The youths should be given opportunity to be in the politics.
What happened to the not young to run bill?
They have been threatened out of the race, possibly because of paucity of funds and all. Do you know that PDP or APC form, some of them is 10 million, 20 million? How many youths can afford that? Is it not when you are well fed, when you have good business you are running and you can do most of this? Even the ones that are coming out are offspring, cronies or surrogates of these billionaires and rich politicians, and these monies are being recycled, corrupt monies. So if you are a youth and you are genuine, you have something you are doing all this, how can you afford it if you don't have a godfather? So the best way is to make this political position unattractive. Let all these recycled politicians, all these old brigades, let all of them, let the government, let the people retire them. That is the first one, because they will always have interest. And once there is interest, there is a problem. See what is happening in the election. Last 4 years, Adams Oshomole and Obaseki were on the same page. Today they are no longer. Are you not seeing this? That is just about interest. Interest. Nobody is interested in you or the electorate. They are only after the interest. Enemies today, tomorrow they are friends. Nobody is interested. Nobody is enemy. They are just after their interest, family interest, and their political interest. Nobody is after anybody. So that is why many youths are discouraged now. They don't go to vote again, because after voting you discover that in the long run you have nothing to benefit. Rather, untold hardship will be visited on the electorate that suffer. And these people, some of their children are there in overseas schooling, enjoying their lives, while the poor masses are suffering and doing the thing. So we are recycling our system. We are not making any move at all politically. Until something is done about it, then we can say we have made move. But for now, nothing.
That's the same thing that is obviously in the minds of all Nigerians until something is done about our current situation. Thank you so much for joining me on the show, Trending Issues. Ike Chukwagada and public affairs analyst. Thank you for joining us today. You can equally remember to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. As well as if you want to find out more of our top stories of what's trending by the very minute, you can go on our website www.vanguardngl.com to find out what's trending. Till I come your way next time, I remain Precious Chukwu. Thank you for watching.